Houston, the unsung hero of technology. When we talk about innovation and technology, cities like San Francisco or Boston usually come to mind. But what if one of the greatest tech hubs in the world has been hiding in plain sight? Welcome to Houston, Texas, often labeled the energy capital and space city, but rarely recognized for what it truly is. A powerhouse of innovation in energy, medicine, and aerospace. This is the story of Houston, the unsung hero of technology. Energy innovation. Houston isn't just the energy capital of the world. It's the epicenter of an energy revolution that's redefining the future of our planet. Across sprawling skylines and industrial corridors, more than 4,600 energy companies, from legendary oil giants to agile tech startups, call Houston home. Together, they form the most dynamic energy ecosystem on Earth. This is where power is conceived, developed, and deployed, not just to fuel economies, but to shape civilization itself. Schlumberger, Halliburton, ExxonMobil, Technip, FMC, Shell. These names aren't just energy producers. They're technology pioneers, engineering marvels that have pushed the boundaries of science, exploration, and global impact. In 1949, Halliburton changed the world forever by introducing hydraulic fracturing, unlocking vast underground shale reserves that would transform America into the world's top oil producer. It wasn't just a technological breakthrough, it was a seismic shift in global energy balance. Houston-based Technip FMC took infrastructure where few dared to go, beneath thousands of feet of ocean, installing record-breaking subsea pipelines in some of the planet's harshest environments. These projects weren't just built, they were forged in the depths, tested by pressure, and designed to endure the impossible. Then came Shell, pushing even deeper, drilling the world's deepest offshore well in the Gulf of Mexico. It was a feat of extreme engineering, powered by Houston-developed robotics, AI-guided monitoring systems, and ultra-high-pressure tech capable of surviving environments more hostile than deep space. But Houston's energy story is no longer written solely in barrels and pipelines. In the shadow of oil rigs, a cleaner, smarter energy era is rising. Today, Houston is rapidly becoming a global hub for clean energy innovation, a city where the old and the new coexist, and the past fuels the future. Solar and wind startups are scaling at record pace, building resilient and decentralized energy systems. Green hydrogen innovators are developing fuel sources that can decarbonize heavy industry, shipping, and aviation. Carbon capture leaders are deploying cutting-edge systems that trap CO2 at the source, permanently storing it underground or transforming it into usable materials. And at the center of this clean tech surge is Greentown Labs, the largest climate tech incubator in North America, located right in Houston's innovation corridor. Here, entrepreneurs, scientists, and engineers are collaborating on everything from long-duration batteries to smart grids, fusion tech to AI-powered energy forecasting. Even the legacy titans are evolving. Medicine, medical breakthroughs. Just beyond the high rises of Houston's energy corridor lies another kind of power. Not measured in megawatts or pipelines, but in hope, healing, and human potential. Welcome to the Texas Medical Center, the largest medical complex on Earth and one of the most advanced health and life sciences ecosystems the world has ever known. Spanning over 1,400 acres, with more than 60 institutions, it is home to a staggering concentration of talent, technology, and tenacity. Each day, over 100,000 healthcare professionals, researchers, engineers, and students walk its halls, driven by a common mission: to save lives and shape the future of medicine. This is not just a place where patients come to recover. It's a place where boundaries are broken and medical history is made. It was here that Dr. Michael DeBakey, one of the most influential surgeons in modern history, pioneered coronary bypass surgery, forever changing the way we treat heart disease and saving millions of lives around the world. Just a few blocks away, Dr. Denton Cooley performed one of the world's first human heart transplants, and later implanted the first total artificial heart. He didn't just push the limits of surgery, he redefined them, transforming science fiction into surgical fact. At the globally acclaimed MD Anderson Cancer Center, Nobel laureate Dr. James P. Allison led groundbreaking research in immunotherapy, a method that activates the body's own immune system to recognize and destroy cancer cells. What was once thought impossible, treating cancer from within, is now a reality for patients around the globe. But Houston's story doesn't rest in the pages of past achievements. It's being written right now, in real time, by the next generation of medical breakthroughs. Today, Houston is a leader in the technologies that are redefining medicine as we know it, AI-powered diagnostics that detect illness in seconds before symptoms ever appear. Robotic-assisted surgery so precise they can repair microscopic structures through incisions smaller than a pencil tip. Genomics and personalized medicine that tailor treatments to each patient's unique biology, ushering in a new era of precision care. And it doesn't stop there. The Texas Medical Center is pioneering regenerative medicine, wearable biosensors, brain-machine interfaces, and remote care platforms that will extend the reach of medicine to the most underserved corners of the planet. Space. NASA and aerospace innovation. You've heard the phrase, "Houston, we have a problem." It's one of the most famous lines in space history, etched into our collective memory. But what most people don't realize is why Houston was at the center of that moment. It's because Houston is the command post of the cosmos, the heart of human spaceflight, where missions are imagined, controlled, and brought safely home. At the core of this legacy stands the legendary NASA Johnson Space Center, a sprawling campus of innovation where astronauts train, scientists invent, and engineers push the frontiers of possibility. Since the early 1960s, Houston has served as mission control, the nerve center for humankind's greatest off-world adventures. When Neil Armstrong took that first step on the moon, the world held its breath, and Houston was on the line. When the space shuttle era began, with reusable spacecraft soaring into orbit again and again, it was Houston that guided them home. And every day aboard the International Space Station, a marvel of international collaboration floating 250 miles above Earth, Houston's voice is still heard. From Apollo to Artemis, from the moon to Mars, Houston has always been where history is launched. But as the world once again looks toward the stars, the city isn't resting on its legacy. It's building the future. With NASA's Artemis program, humanity is preparing to return to the moon, not for a single mission, but to establish a permanent presence on another celestial body. And beyond the moon lies the next great leap, Mars. These aren't abstract dreams. They're being designed, tested, and trained for, right here in Houston. In state-of-the-art simulators, astronauts rehearse the missions of tomorrow. In fabrication labs, lunar landers, habitat systems, and autonomous rovers are assembled by some of the brightest minds on Earth. And in NASA's Neutral Buoyancy Lab, the world's largest underwater training environment, spacewalks are practiced in full gear, replicating the challenges of microgravity down to the smallest detail. But it's not just NASA anymore. Private aerospace companies have launched a new era of collaboration. Across the city, startups and giants alike, Axiom Space, Intuitive Machines, Collins Aerospace, and more, are developing lunar payloads, space station modules, and propulsion systems that will carry us deeper into space than ever before. Global, a hub for tech collaboration. Houston isn't just building the future, it's sharing it with the world. Every year, this city transforms into a global crossroads where nations meet, industries converge, and ideas ignite. Few places on Earth bring together such a powerful mix of energy, medicine, aerospace, and technology. Fewer still turn that collaboration into world-changing action. Houston plays host to some of the most influential gatherings on the planet, events that don't just spark conversation, but reshape entire industries. Take the Offshore Technology Conference, OTC, one of the largest and most prestigious energy expos in the world. Each spring, over 50,000 engineers, executives, and innovators from more than 100 countries descend on Houston. They come to unveil cutting-edge technology, explore new frontiers in offshore production, and form billion-dollar alliances. This is not just a trade show, It's where the global energy future is negotiated, tested, and launched. Then there's CERAWeek, known globally as the Davos of energy. A gathering where CEOs, heads of state, investors, and climate experts confront the biggest questions in global power. What fuels will dominate the next decade? How do we balance energy security with sustainability? How do we accelerate the transition to renewables without leaving communities behind? In an era of energy transformation, these aren't just abstract debates. They're shaping how nations power their economies and how humanity powers its planet. But Houston's global reach extends far beyond energy. It is also a center of convergence for medicine, space, and science, fields that define human progress. The city routinely welcomes biotech pioneers, global health officials, and medical visionaries, who gather to discuss everything from pandemic prevention and gene therapy to the future of AI-driven diagnostics. And in the world of space exploration, Houston stands alone. In Houston, science, industry, and government don't operate in silos. They collaborate. They build together, debate together, and innovate side by side. This seamless integration of disciplines is producing solutions that ripple far beyond Houston's borders. Energy access for developing nations. Breakthrough cancer treatments that become global protocols. Next-generation space technologies that inspire a new era of planetary exploration. In Houston, the world doesn't just come to talk, it comes to act, to connect, to build, to lead. A city of invention. Houston doesn't always make headlines for its tech, but maybe it should. It fueled the modern energy economy. It pioneered life-saving medical breakthroughs. It helped launch humankind to the moon, and now to Mars. Behind the scenes, Houston has been driving some of the most critical innovations of our time. It's more than oil, more than space, more than medicine. It's a city of ideas, a city of invention, a city of innovation. Houston is a true tech hero, and it's time the world took notice.